soup and beer. Welcome to Valemount.
Oh, it's wonderful here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud. We're here with Mike Hodgson. He's a leading seaman based out of Valemount, BC, and you're here today on the Military Police Motorcycle Relay. Welcome to Valemount.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you back. This is number three?
Yes, it is my
year?
third year.
Third year. How's it been going so far?
Great, really good year. A lot of hot weather, just a little bit of rain today, but that was about it.
And so you started, what date did you start out?
We started on the 29th of July, so last Sunday.
Okay. And how many stops have you made so far?
Ooh, lots.
Lots. Okay. And you've been raising money like crazy everywhere you go?
Yeah, a lot of legions are thrown in. We've had individual donations, just people see a group of bikes, they ask what's going on, and we had honeymooners from New Zealand give us cash. You know, it's a great cause, here you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So what's been the highlight of the ride so far for you this time?
I met a new group of friends this year. And we bonded more than we normally do. It just we're all current serving. We're all based on the island, and we just bonded really well. So just hanging out in one of our other members' hotel rooms on the night, just hanging out. It was just really refreshing to meet a new group of friends on top of the friends I already have from the ride.
Right. Okay. Been riding this year, third year. What have you noticed is different for you about this ride than previous years?
This year I took more of a mentorship role. We have a few new riders, and after Revelstoke and Golden, we started breaking off into smaller packages because we had so many riders. It was really hard to keep a large group together. I took several of the first years who were friends of mine that the friends I made earlier during the trip. We went through, we had a smaller group, we had a lot more fun. We stopped off at a lot more places, and we really had a very good group dynamic. So that was the really big change for me, whereas before I was middle of the group, where now I'm starting to be at the front of the group, even though it's a smaller group. It was a big change for me.
Right. I kind of see that happening even from the outside. Those riders that have been doing more rides kind of take everybody else under their wing and kind of help them out, and then as those people do another year, they get a little bit more confident and they start bringing in the next people. So it's great. This is the 10th year, the 10th anniversary for this ride, and I understand from the website that over $600,000 has been raised for both the military fund for blind children and for other charities as well. So
yes,
that's pretty amazing, and that's got to be something you're really proud of, I would imagine. Have you had a chance in any of your 3 years to meet anybody who's benefited from the monies that you guys have raised?
Last year we had a couple children. I say children. One of them is a man now. He's he's 20 years old. He had a really good story when we just gave him the bare tools, just that little bit of a push for help, just for his family to be able to afford just a couple of the training devices he needed. Sent him to space camp, which he said flat out helped his confidence 100%. Just doing what regular children do in a very highly technological setting and achieving a goal, meeting an excellence. He said he helped him immensely. It helped him in his daily life because he's like, I went to space camp. I can easily do this job. Unfortunately, I don't know what job he went into. I know he went through university. Right. He graduated. I do believe he graduated with honors. We met another young lady. She had, on top of her visual impairment, she had a few other conditions. She needed a text-to-speech machine. The charity provided that to her, so she was able to absorb knowledge in a way that would normally take another human being to read to her, but now she can just take the book, open it, put it down underneath the machine, and it would just read to her, and it gave her the ability to learn on her own, where she didn't need another human being to be there, where she can just be like, I'm going to learn astronomy today, and she would just love knowledge. Any book she can get her hands on, went in that machine. So that was really, really interesting to know.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It's not very often when you donate time or money to charity that you actually get to see the end result of that. So that must make you feel really great. Eh?
It does. It really does. It's a good charity, and yeah, it's really good.
So year 4, are you up for it?
I am.
Excellent. That's great. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you last year, because I think it's important to try to always keep getting new people involved, and that is, if somebody is sitting there watching this and they're kind of on the fence, they don't know if they're a good enough rider or what long distance riding is like, what would you say to them if you wanted them to get involved?
Get the contact information on the website. Get in contact with us. We have people in every province. Get in contact with us if you're not unsure. We have a full year to get someone like up to speed. They're not hard rides. 300-400 kilometers a day is not that much at the end. Realistically, it's not a long ride per day. It's a longer day because we have commitments to meet up at the Legions. But get in contact with someone, and just get in contact. We'll help you out, and we can get you on the ride. It's a great ride, and it's great for all skill levels.
Excellent. So they can find all that information about registering on the site?
On www.nationalmotorcyclerelay.ca.
Excellent. Good. Great. You guys don't have any fun when you're doing this, though, right? It's all serious.
Oh no,
work,
absolutely not. I did not. I didn't enjoy bonding with any new members. I didn't enjoy just wheeling up to Emerald Lake. I hated every second of it. I was absolutely miserable when I was taking beautiful pictures.
So let's recap. It's a lot of fun riding. You're going through beautiful country. You're with great people, and you're raising money for a great charity.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, get involved.
We're here with Dan Dessa, who is a hull technician out of Valemount on the island. Dan, this is your first ride, I understand.
Yes, it is.
And so, tell me about it. How did you decide, I guess, what made you decide to get involved in this project?
A couple of things. For some of my friends were already doing the ride. They invited me to join the ride originally. I didn't give it too much thought at first, but then I realized that it is a really good cause. I do get some time off work under ceremonial leave, which is a sanctioned leave, and it is an MP ride. A lot of the people on this ride are from Esquimalt, and a lot of new people that I met on the ride.
So how long have you been riding bikes?
I had a bike before I had a car. I've been riding off-road before I was 16, and then got my license when I was 16. My motorcycle license when I was 16. So yeah, I've been riding a long time.
Okay. And so you guys are about 3/4 of the way through. I guess 4 or 5 more stops along the way.
Yeah.
How's it been?
I love it. This is my first long trip. I prepped for this trip, modifications to the bike, comfort stuff, and also I haven't seen a lot of the small towns. Usually I just drive past them. Right. And then the other thing is also being a group ride. I really liked it because I'm meeting new people, all different walks of life, and again, a lot of military, so bouncing ideas off people, and again, love bikes, all different kinds of bikes, Right. So it's just all around good experience.
Yeah, it's all the things you like. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. We like to talk to people who are doing this for the first time because it's a bit of a commitment, right? You've got to get out there and do it, and sometimes people are afraid. Well, maybe I've never been on a long distance bike ride before. I don't know what my skill level's like. How's it going to be? So, in general, if somebody's thinking about doing this, what would you say to them?
So I did this ride because I was anxious. I was afraid. Again, all the things you just mentioned. It's a long ride. People I haven't met before. How is it going to go? And you know what? The best thing I did is stop thinking about it. I stopped thinking and I started feeling. I said, what is this ride about? Who is going on this ride? What do they represent? And how do they conduct themselves? It's all those things. And basically that's how I ended up on this ride. During the previous ride, the shorter one, we did a 2-day ride to Comox. It was also for my friend Joe Lacine. And that was a kind of like an intro because a lot of those riders ended up on this ride. Wow. It was a good time to meet those people at that time. And later on during this ride, I see some familiar faces. So the comfort's there. Right. Everybody is very friendly, accommodating, common goal. The legions are great. The food is fantastic. I love to eat. I love desserts. Yeah, and I'm having a great time. Like, I'm enjoying literally everything. And it's BC. We're going through Jasper. We're going through all these towns. The sights, the sounds. People fly from all over the world to come to places like this. And I'm doing it on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
yeah,
great.
That's pretty awesome. So for those who are thinking about it, just what? Do it?
Yeah, absolutely do it. Get your family involved, get your friends involved. Make sure they know what it's for. And that, we split the hotel costs to kind of, cover our expenses. But basically, who benefits in the end, right? It's the vision impaired. These kids, these are experiences that last a lifetime. Being kids, it's the most important thing to be able to go to like the space camp and all this kind of stuff, and basically to show them that not to be afraid, that they're not broken, right? They have some vision impairment, but they're not broken, and they can achieve things that they never believed possible before. So why not? Why not do that? I'm living the dream right now. I'm made so many friends. I'm on this ride. I would love for them to get that feeling that I have right now. So
yeah, and that's what it's all about, right? Is helping the children, and over $600,000 has been raised so far on the 10 years that this has been going on, and that's an amazing thing. So you get to have a lot of fun. You get to raise money for a great cause, and you get to meet some new people, and that's a lot of fun too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great. Well, you coming back next year?
Yeah.
All right.
First of all, I would like to thank the Legion here in Valemount for the burgers. Those burgers, they're phenomenal. And the first thing I hear is like, I can't wait to stop in Valemount. Those burgers are awesome. And it's true. From the first time I started that right, 2010 I hear that. Now today it's no change. So it's like,
same secret recipe.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just, even though again, for some of you who don't know, like also tomorrow morning they're providing breakfast for us, 8 o'clock tomorrow, pancake, sausage, bacon,
fruit, yogurt, muffins.
It's just like, wow. We're getting spoiled when we come over here. So thank you so much for accepting us here every year.
You're welcome.
Means a lot to us. It means a lot. You have to know about what's going on with the kids, right? Lamont, not here. Lamont is national. I cut him off from the Team BC. He's on his way. He's on his way to Newfoundland. I'm sure he'll be back. And like he said, he might not come back next year, but I think he will. Yeah. We'll force him in, right? On behalf of the ride and the BC, I would like to thank you so much for all the stuff you do, and I would present you this 10th anniversary plaque on behalf of the BC.
Thanks again, guys. Now, Cat Crowley.
Wait, do you see my heart on my sleeve? It's been there for days on end, and it's been waiting for you to open up yours too, baby. Come on now. I'm trying to tell you just how I like to hear the words roll out of your mouth finally. Say that it's always been me that's made you feel the way you never felt before, and I'm all you need so that you never want more. And you say all of the right things without a clue.
this is the first year that I've had the opportunity to partake of the ride, and I'm really happy that I did.
So you guys are about 3/4 of the way through right now. I think you got 4 or 5 stops left. How's it been?
The first couple of days was, well, the whole ride so far has been really, really good. The first couple of days was a little bit warm, especially near Kamloops and Lillooet.
Yeah, I heard it was over 40 degrees there.
Yeah. We were ready for the end of those rides, but it's moderated, and but the thing that I found astounding is the reception that we meet wherever we stop. We stop at pre-planned places, and from businesses to communities to legions like this one. They open their doors to us. They give us a really warm welcome, and provide really good support for us, and we really appreciate that.
Well, that's great. So what has been the highlight of the ride for you so far? Has there been one that stands out?
Going through the mountains. I mean, I live in Victoria, Esquimalt, and there's mountains close by, but nothing like the views that we've seen coming up from Banff to Jasper and then on to Valemount here. Just lovely.
Oh, that's great. We like to talk to people who are on the first time of a ride, because we're always trying to, at VCTV here, we're trying to encourage people to get involved, whether it's through donating or whether it's being part of the ride, actually, getting on a bike and kind of joining it. So what's your experience been like? What would you say?
It's been a really positive experience. Every place that we've stopped at has been really generous with their support and with donations to the fund. Some places a little bit more, some places a little bit less, each according to their own abilities, and whatever support they provide, it helps to benefit us and the fund for blind children, and it's very much appreciated.
So you're enjoying the new friends you're meeting, obviously?
Oh yeah. We've had some really good times meeting new people and some really interesting people. Yeah.
So is it what you expected, the ride? Is it what you expected?
Is it? Yes. And even more so, I suppose. I was hoping for a long ride, this being my first really long ride. So I was hoping to hit the road and go longer distances, and this certainly has met those expectations. One thing that I do like is being able to ride with other people and share these experiences with other people. Usually I just ride by myself, and that's fine, but it's nice to be able to talk about what we see and experience along the way with other people.
Right. Would you encourage people who are thinking about this to do it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a really good experience. A good time to get away from the daily grind, as it were, and get away with some interesting people, fun people, and to experience BC's greatness, I guess.
All right. I was talking with Mike Hodgson earlier, and we were saying that the ride, not this year, but in the 10 years that it's been going now, has raised over $600,000 for both the military fund for blind children and for other charities. And that's got to be an amazing feeling to know that you can go out, you can have some fun, you can meet some people, you can have some great experiences, all while benefiting a really worthy cause.
Yeah, that's right. It is a worthy cause, and a lot of money has been raised for blind children. But the fundraising won't stop here with the end of the ride. Everybody at the ride will go their separate ways, but it's important to note that the military Police Fund for Blind Children is an ongoing charity that military detachments across Canada and military police members throughout Canada and around the world raise funds throughout the year, every year, for this cause, and it really benefits children that have visual impairments that we identify that have needs to either further education, help their education, such as special computers, or we send kids to visually impaired camps. So it helps to increase their self-confidence, their abilities.
Right.
So it's really a good cause.
So very important to note what you mentioned there is that the ride will be over in a few days, but people can still contribute by going. I'm sure you don't happen to know where they would go on a website for that.
Sure. Yeah, they can on websites. They can go to the military police website. Just to type in Canadian Military Police, and it'll come to a website, and there's contacts there.
Okay, great. And now the last question I'm going to ask you is, coming back next year?
Definitely.
Nice.
Of Branch 266 donations from our guest last night. $125 for blind children.
Thank you very much. Thank you.